What photograph in May 2025? Hello photopiller, Rafael the Bar here. In May we'll enjoy the Eta Aquariids meteor shower, visible from both hemispheres, although it is best visible from the southern hemisphere. The full moon, of course, the Milky Way and the Galactic Center, Venus at its greatest western elongation, one of the best times to be when photograph the planet, and 4 conjunctions of the moon with the planets, with Mars, Saturn, Venus and Jupiter. And as always, don't forget the photo opportunities that are always there. I'm talking about sunrise, sunsets, golden hour, blue hour, star trails. Also, as always, at the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 of the best photos that you guys have submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in April. So let your imagination fly, decide what you want to photograph and go to PhotoPills and plan your shot so you can go and capture it. Okay, let's get started. Let's see some of the best photo opportunities that can be captured in May 2025. Let's go! The Eta Aquariids meteor shower speaking on the night that goes from the 5th of May to the 6th of May, or from the 6th to the 7th of May, depending where you are on Earth. And here we have the red pin. You see my plan here. This is a PhotoPills planner. 15 meters per hour are expected at the peak, which is pretty cool. This year the moon will have a pretty large phase, gonna be pretty strong, 74% phase, and it will be above the horizon for most of the night. So you can use PhotoPills to figure out when the moon will be setting, so you can start shooting, or shoot during the whole night and take advantage of the moonlight to get a nicely lit foreground. The radiant of the meteor shower, the spot in the sky where the meteors appear to originate, is due east, and it is represented on the map by this gray line that's moving when I change the time. Also, you have the radiant path on the time bar here below the map, and if I tap on the night AR, I'll be able to spot where the radiant of the Eta Aquariids is in the sky. Here we have it, it's due east, as you see. Pretty cool. So you can change the time by swiping your finger on the screen and know where the radiant is at all time. Of course, in the night AR you also have the core, the Milky Way, and also the moon path here. You have the moon path. Perfect, you have everything you need to plan your shot. Cool. As I said before, the Eta Aquariids meteor shower is visible from both hemispheres, but it's a bit weaker in the northern hemisphere. Now, if you wish to learn how to plan your Eta Aquariids meteor shower shot, watch this video. The full moon is on May 12, and as you know, the moon is so much fun. It is such a powerful element to tell stories. So, based on the moonrise and moonset direction, plan your moonshot. As I have done in this plan here, for example, if on May 12, 2025, the full moon date, at 9:04 p.m. I am at the red pin position here in Menorca, I'll be able to photograph the full moon rising behind the beautiful Favarich lighthouse. And I planned the moon to be at a height of 28.3 meters, 28 meters, the center of the moon at 28 meters, because that's the height of the lighthouse. Also, the shooting distance is 7.1 kilometers, which means that the moon size, you have the moon size in brackets on the top panel, it is 61.2 meters, which is pretty huge. And you have the size of the moon represented on the map by this blue band you see here. And you see, the moon will be larger than the lighthouse. Cool. And last but not least, it is super important to check the natural light, and you can check it on panel number 3. Here in this case, the sun elevation is minus 3.22 degrees, which means that this shot occurs during golden hour. So expect the moon to be pretty yellow, strong and beautiful. Actually, here you have a nice shot that Antonio took from a slightly different location and during blue hour. This is the reason the moon is kind of pink. Very cool. By the way, if you wish to learn how to plan your moon shots, watch this video. The new moon is on May 27th, and May is another fantastic month to photograph the Milky Way and the Galactic Center. In the northern hemisphere, I have the red pin in Menorca as always. You see that we can get the Milky Way when it's pretty low in the sky, forming a nice panorama, and when it gets a bit more vertical in a beautiful diagonal. Let me tap on the night AR to visualize the position of the Milky Way in the sky, and here you have when the Milky Way is pretty low in the sky, you have the core here, and you have the horizon here. And as you see, the core, the Milky Way, forms a beautiful, beautiful arch low in the sky. But then late at night, you can get it more straight up, which is also pretty cool to get a nice diagonal of the core. That's pretty amazing. This is for the northern hemisphere. Let's go to the southern hemisphere. For example, here in Namibia, and let's see what we have. Here we can get the Milky Way, as you see, completely vertical with the core above our heads, and then getting low in the sky in the west, which is also pretty cool. Then meet up on the night AR to visualize the shot. You need to imagine that you are in Namibia now. You see how the core is higher in the sky in the southern hemisphere, which is super nice, and you can get it completely vertical here above our heads. Due north, pretty nice, pretty nice. Amazing. Planning and photographing the Milky Way is super fun. If you wish to learn how to plan your Milky Way shots step by step, watch this video. On May 31st, Venus will be at its greatest western elongation, which means that the planet will be further away from the Sun, giving us great conditions to view and photograph the planet from both hemispheres. Venus will shine in the early morning sky with a magnitude of -4.3, which means that it's visible to the naked eye. Remember that celestial bodies are visible to the naked eye if they have a magnitude under 6. So before sunrise, you'll find it low in the sky, not far from the sunrise direction in the east. You can miss it. In May, there are 4 moon-planet conjunctions. On March the 3rd, Mars will be pretty close to the Moon, and the Moon will have a phase of 43%. On May 22nd, it is Saturn that will be in conjunction with the Moon, and the Moon phase will be 25%. On May 23rd, the Moon will be in conjunction with Venus, and the Moon phase will be 14%. And last but not least, on May 28th, Jupiter will be pretty close to the Moon, and the Moon will be pretty thin, with a phase of only 3%. On both hemispheres, you'll find the moon-planet conjunctions where the Moon is. And to spot them, look in the direction where this thin blue line is moving across the sky, across the map here, which tells me where the Moon is at all time. Where the Moon is, you'll find also the planets. You can miss them. Okay, let's see now some of the best photos that you submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in April. The first one is a stunning moon aligned with a wind pump in South Africa, a photo by Joan Kyrie. The second one is a beautiful star trails over a moonlit beach, Playa del Silencio in Asturias, Spain, photo taken by David Blanco Rodriguez. And the third one is a cool photo of the sun aligned with Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, photo taken by Russell Ryan Esperat. Congratulations! Amazing photos. Now, if you wish to learn how to plan and photograph each one of the events I've shared in this video, I invite you to download our super detailed photography guides. I'm gonna leave a link to the guides in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Download them. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye!